Welcome back to the episode 2 of our Hardcore Ironman series. Seeing as this is episode 2, make sure you check out the first episode to get caught up. Before we get into the gains, I just want to let everyone know that the new episodes for this series will release every Monday at 7:30 a.m. CST. Oh, and as a reminder, this series is live streamed on Twitch and Kick daily. Feel free to come join the chat and be a part of the series. We are also still recruiting for our Clan 27 gang. Everyone is welcome, and we host weekly competitions with Bond and GP prizes. Just guest into the clan chat and ask for an invite to join. Now let's get into the gains. All right, so we're gonna be kind of off to a little bit of a more chill start at the beginning here. Shout out to the Osiris guide from way back in the day. I'm working on getting my firemaking level up, and one of the quickest ways to do just that, instead of like going and chopping logs and immediately jumping into like burning the logs after I complete an inventory, I remembered that there are 4 spawns on top of Lumbridge Castle, so I decided to come here and work on immediately hitting 30 firemaking. Now, it does take a little bit to get there, but I do believe this is the quickest way to do it without having to worry about chopping logs too. It can be a little bit tedious just because you have to constantly burn 4 logs and then world hop, but it is still really fast. Are you even an old school RuneScape player if you don't multi-log from time to time? No, but on a serious note, I actually hate multi-logging. It's not really in my style, but I've been working on maxing my GIM a little bit here and there. Not fully on the max grind just yet, but we are 2200 total level. So while I was kind of there's a little bit of downtime in between hopping worlds and lighting the logs, I decided to keep going for my mining gloves as well as pushing towards 99 mining on my GIM. And so, I decided, hey, why not? We are streaming it. Let me pull both accounts up and give everybody something to watch while we're doing just that. Yeah, I won't lie though, after a little bit of doing this, I realized that I was doing 2 kind of click intensive activities. While like lighting the logs wasn't crazy click intensive, because there were times where it would take 17 attempts for the log to actually light, especially when I was lower in the firemaking levels. Mining coal for the unidentified minerals actually is kind of quick intensive. You typically mine it really quickly and then you're clicking on to the next rock. So it wasn't really the best way to do a log, but we did it anyways. We made it work. I could tell you guys about this unidentified mineral grind, but honestly, you guys are not here for that account. You're not here for the group Ironman. You're here because this is a hardcore Ironman series. So we're not going to worry too much about that. But let me tell you, that grind is something else. The main reason why I'm even getting my firemaking level up right now is because I plan to do Sea Slug today, and so I wanted to get 30 firemaking because that is a requirement in order to do Sea Slug. Now that we finally got our 30 firemaking, I can get out of here and we can move on to something more fun. Okay, so the plan is going to be to go start Sea Slug, and Sea Slug is in Witch Haven, which is over by Artie. I don't have Artie Diary Cape yet, so I don't really have a fast way to TP to that side of the map. So I'm going to run past Port Sarum, and we're going to run to the boat. There's a boat that you can take on the docks of Remington that will take you to Artie. You can even take this boat to get to Brimhaven, but we're going to use it to get to Artie. And from there, we should be, basically that boat docks right next to Witch Haven, and we can go and speak to the quest start for Sea Slug. We finally made it to the boat, so now we can use it, TP over to Artie, and then from there we'll be close to the quest start. But before we can actually start the quest, we do actually have to go and pick up swamp tar, and I know that you can get some swamp tar from the fishing trawler shops over there. There's a charter boat, so I believe we can get some swamp tar there. I still haven't completed Imp Catcher yet, and that quest gives you the Amulet of Accuracy, which is really good early on. So every time I come over here, I always get distracted by the fact that there's a million imps, and I have to kill a few just to see if I get a magical bead or not. Hell yeah, take a look. We just got the black bead. All that leaves left now is yellow bead. Hopefully I can get it soon, but I don't want to get too sidetracked, so we're going to go ahead and get that swamp tar so we can continue on with Sea Slug. So we finally made it over to Port Khazard, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is Port Khazard, and now we can actually go and buy that swamp tar. Actually, you know, it's not swamp tar. I keep calling it swamp tar. It's swamp paste. Those items are basically one and the same for me, but now that we actually have our swamp paste, we can go back and start this quest. This is a really big quest for fishing XP, so I wanted to get it done because I'm looking to go ahead and do some Tempoross later on today. With only one bead left, you know I gotta try and kill a few more imps. There's no way I can walk past these imps without trying to get that last bead, especially because I do really want that amulet of accuracy. Yeah, we didn't get the last bead and now I'm sad, so let's just get on with the quest. There's only one reason to do Sea Slug, and that's because it kickstarts your fishing level. I do believe you get like 24 fishing levels straight from level 1. And so that's really the only reason why we're here. Now, I do believe you need, what, 35 fishing to do Tempoross. So I think the goal is Sea Slug to 24. Then I believe you can hit another quest that gets you a little bit closer to 30. And I think at 30, you start the grind for fishing trawler outfit. So hopefully this quest goes off with a breeze. I'm pretty sure this ladder is like the most dangerous part of the quest. I think if you try to go up this ladder without a torch on, I think you die. Well, you don't like instantly die, but I'm pretty sure you take a good bit of damage. And I'm pretty much in death range always with only having 17 HP. So we're not going to take that risk. Of course, in the middle of the quest, we're going to get sidetracked by a random event. I don't really think any random event are worth skipping this early on because they do actually give you some decent items. Now, it's not my favorite. I wish I would have gotten a maze. A maze early on gives you so many runes, especially like nature runes and death runes, but this one's okay too. We do usually get uncut gems from it, so hopefully we get something nice. All right, this is our last key and we can get out of here. Hopefully we get something nice. Let's see what we get. I mean, 3 uncut diamonds is decent. Now, I'm not going to be able to use that for a while, but 3 uncut diamonds isn't bad. I kind of wish they were emeralds because we're going to be able to use emeralds a lot earlier and we're going to need a ton of them for TPs, but this will have to do. This is a nice, easy wrap up to this quest. Pretty chill quest and super worth it. Like I said, it kickstarts your fishing XP. 7,000 fishing XP. It got us to 24 fishing. That's phenomenal. And then now we can just kind of keep cranking away on the account. See what we're going to get up to next. So I was looking at other quests to kind of see if there was anything else in the area that would be worth doing while we're over here, and I decided we're going to do fishing contests. Now, we're not too far away from fishing contests. It's over in Catherby, and we're just over here in Artie. While we're on this side, we might as well go do it. The nice thing, too, is we're going to need a fishing rod, and we can actually just pick one up right at the quest start in Catherby, so no big deal. Can't forget to grab our fishing rod before the quest, or that would kind of suck because it's really the only fishing store that's over here. I don't really think there's a fishing store in Artie, so if I went all the way to go do fishing contest, that would actually kind of suck. So let's go ahead and grab that and then we'll go start the quest. Fishing contest is another quick quest that gives you a decent amount of fishing XP. It's a little dangerous, not really, but just a little bit, especially when you got low HP, because we do have to go into McGrubber's Woods, and there are a couple of guard dogs in there. So I don't really think they do a crazy amount of damage, but they can kill you if you go AFK for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Thank God for Quest Supper, because I was going to go all the way to McGrubber's Woods and totally skip the fact that I actually needed to get this garlic off the table too. So, hey, click blue when in doubt. I walked most of the way here so that I could have run energy when I got inside, because I was a little worried about these guard dogs. They do a little bit of damage. Not too much, though. Just a little bit. But I did know that I was going to be running around trees and the pathing was going to suck. Yeah, and of course, right after I just got done praising Quest Helper about being so goated, I can't read, and I totally missed the fact that I needed to stop at the bank and grab a spade. So now I have to run all the way back. I'm kind of pissed off right now. Oh, hey, look, a spade. We didn't forget that. Of course we didn't. This is actually our first time over here. So anyways, as I was saying, I walked all the way over here so I could save my run energy. Damn. Okay, well, we're getting a little punished now. So anyways, we just gotta go grab our worms here, our red vine worms, and then we can continue with this quest and get me the hell out of here. All right, now we can dig up our red vine worms. Sick. Get out of here now. Time to get the hell out of here. I hate this place. I don't even understand why there's a fairy ring here. It literally makes no sense. It's like a fairy ring to nowhere, to nothing, to be honest. Yep, on the way out, I almost died. That's sick. Awesome. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please. first try, easy quest, didn't even come close. Could do this in my sleep. This quest is kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, the vampire was totally gonna win, and honestly that kind of looks like Count Drainer. Didn't I just kill him? I'm pretty sure we just killed him. How the hell is he even alive? I'm pretty sure I stabbed a stake through him. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're gonna cheat. That's the best way to win this. We're just gonna cheat. Kind of crazy when you think about it. It's the moral of the story, kids. Cheat on the test. You see what happens when you cheat? You win. Cheaters are winners, or something, I think. Another solid quest completed right here. We're going to get another chunk of fishing XP. Keep us towards our goal of getting to Tempoross, hopefully by the end of the day. 2,500 fishing XP, not bad. Another great quest to do on this side of the world while we're here, it's the classic Waterfall quest. I finally worked up enough courage. We're going to go hit Waterfall quest. I've got decent HP. I can't be one shot. I got food to handle a little bit of damage here or there. And it's a solid quest. You get a really great reward out of it. So much XP. So let's go hit it. Sometimes in the late game, you kind of forget how massive this world is. Like, with all the walking around, just waiting on your run energy to refill, you kind of forget just the scale that Gillinor is. So we're almost to the quest start, but we still have quite a bit to go. Now, I'm not really one of those like complainers that's like, you know, let's make the game easier for everybody. But I won't lie, if you were a new player that never played RuneScape before, walking everywhere has kind of got to be a bit of a turnoff. Like, Jagex has definitely done better about alleviating some of that with the run energy changes that they did last year, but I definitely think there's more that could be done. This part can kill you so fast if you're not careful. Like, you have to make sure you use the rope on the rock. I actually don't know if you take damage on this part in particular, but I do know that it, like, when you try to go in the it's when you click the tree. If you click the tree to climb down without using the rope on the tree, oh my god, Quest Helper be saving lives out here, because that is definitely a killer right there. This quest is actually one of my favorite quests in the game because it is just such a great starter quest to do on any account. Now, typically I would do this quest a lot earlier, but as a hardcore, I won't lie, those moss giants actually terrify me a little bit. So I didn't want to go do it too early. I wanted a little bit of HP. But now we're on our way over to the Tree Gnome Village, which, not to be confused by the Grand Tree. I mix both those up. I'm pretty sure everybody does. Who doesn't? But yeah, we're on our way to the maze so that we can continue getting what we need for the rest of the quest. Quest Helper is cheating, man. I mean, dude, I remember trying to get through this maze as a kid without this. Oh my god, it was impossible. I'd be lost in the maze forever. It's kind of crazy, the contrast from now to when I was a child, the things that we just had to figure it out, you know what I mean? For the most part, this maze is pretty safe up until you get to the hill giants right here. But then after that, it's not really a big deal. That's probably the most dangerous part of the maze. But then also this basement that we're going to go into once we get down the ladder. It's not too dangerous. There's some hobgoblins. Not that I'm really worried about. It's more so towards the end of the quest that is the scariest part. It's the moss giants when you go to Glariel's tomb. And it's also the fire giants that you have to run by to actually complete the quest. Okay, we'll grab the key. Now we can go free the other guy. Turns out this guy doesn't really want to be freed. I mean, he says he's stuck here, but, you know, like, I finally show up. I could get him out of here nice, safe, and sound. I think I can get myself out of here safe and sound. Maybe not. Maybe I can't get him out of here. But probably smart man that he just stays behind. But we got what we need. Now we could go to probably easily the scariest part of this quest. We have to stop back at the bank really quick because we need to bank everything before we can actually go down into Glariel's tomb. It's just a requirement of the quest. Typically I would grab my runes at this point and I would just drop them outside of the tomb so I could pick them back up and continue the quest right afterwards. But to be honest with you, I'm just going to kind of play it safe. I don't know how long I'm going to be down there. While it is usually quick, you know, things can get a little dicey and I might have to chill a little bit. So just so we don't have to worry about that, because I only have just enough runes to do the quest, we're not going to bring them. We'll just come back to the bank afterwards. I almost died just on the way to the quest. I wasn't paying attention. I almost walked right into some moss giants. Not even the ones that we gotta walk into. I almost walked into the ones that are just chilling on the outside. We got this easy. They're not gonna hit us. No big deal. We're not going to take any damage. It's free. Honestly, it's free. Like, they're not even going to touch me. Look at it. They're not even touching me right now. Actually, I don't even think the Moss Giants care about me. The skeletons, low-key, the skeletons were kind of goated because the skeleton had my back there. That wasn't too bad. Oh, shit. That wasn't too bad. Come on, that wasn't that bad. We probably could have did this at level 3, to be honest with you. But then, you know, my luck, I do this at level 3. I get immediately smacked by a 10 and we're dead. So, no big deal. Quick stop back at the bank. Let's grab our runes. Let's grab our gear and head on to complete the best quest in the game, a Waterfall quest. All right, remember, use the rope on the rock. Use the rope on the tree. No big deal. We could do this. Easy. And we're wearing the amulet, so we could just go right into the door. The first half of the side's pretty easy. Grab the key, go to the other side. This isn't even really anything that we're worried about. This side, on the other hand, is a bunch of fire giants, and these things can hit pretty big. I think their max hits like a 13, so... Oh my goodness, dude. See, but we're fine. We're fine. What's one wine anyways? Now the most important part of the quest, just remember one of each rune on each of the pillars, and at the very end, you got to make sure you use the urn on the chalice or you're going to get washed away and have to do it all again. We're not going to make that mistake. Easy mode. Urn on the chalice. Juicy XP. Basically 14k strength and attack. Now later on when we're ready, we could go do Holy Grail. Holy Grail is going to give us our defense and our prayer. We're going to be shaped up pretty nice for our early game melee stats here. So I decided to do Witch's House next. So I teleported to Lumbridge so we could run up to Draenor. I still don't have like a really quick way to get here other than going from Lumbridge. But before we do anything, I wanted to make sure I stocked up on more jugs of wine. And then we're going to need to make sure that we grab a piece or two of cheese in order to do Witch's House. I don't know what it is about this quest, but I have messed this quest up a lot. So I'm definitely going to grab more than one piece of cheese. And I'm going to take every precaution possible. I'm going to make sure that my cheese is on left click use rather than left click eat. I cannot tell you how many times I have eaten this cheese doing this quest over the years on different accounts. As I was making my way to Taverley, I pretty much realized I didn't grab any runes, and that would have been pretty bad. I mean, if we're going to go do Witch's House, we have to kill some things. I have no runes. How am I going to kill them? Especially because I need to safe spot this quest in order to live. Yeah, I started getting worried that I didn't actually have enough runes, so now we had to take a little bit of a detour and stop at a rune shop. This kind of sucks, though, because it put us pretty far. I mean, we were already in Falador, pretty close to Taverley. Now I'm in the middle of Varrock buying mind runes. So I'd rather be safe than sorry, though. I only had like 50 mind runes. This might take more than that, so let's just grab these runes and we'll, rather be safe than sorry. Took a while, but we finally made it back to Taverley. Now we can start one of the best quests to do on a hardcore, probably. Only because this quest gives you a ton of HP XP. This is a great way to boost your HP without really training too many of your stats. It's an early quest. It's a safe spottable quest in terms of the boss fight. So let's just not mess this up because I always somehow I either eat the cheese or I try to rush it and I end up getting caught by the witch and kicked out, and then I'm out of cheese. Then I gotta go all the way back to Draenor. I'm trying to avoid that completely. I forgot to bring leather gloves, so I can't get into the gate without them. Now I'm searching all these boxes in this basement trying to find some leather gloves so we can continue the quest. Now we can open the cabinet and grab the magnet out. This is it. We're almost, practically this quest is already almost over when you think about it. There's really not a whole lot left. I just got another random event. I'm not going to lie, I feel like I haven't really been all that lucky with these so far. The pinball one is almost always a skip, but it might give me some good stuff. So I'm going to try it out and see what we get. At the very least, a lot of these like weaker random events have been giving me gems so far. So maybe this one will hook it up with a bunch of gems. It has actually been a really, really long time since I've done this pinball one, like a decade or longer. You know what I mean? This is a crazy one. Let's see what we get. Dang, we actually got 5 emeralds. This is the worst time for that because I want as much food as possible and I have no inventory space and I gotta think about what I want to sacrifice. I mean, it's a no-brainer though. Let me just get rid of a wine and we'll pick up our emeralds and we'll be on our way. Remember, we're gonna use the cheese, not eat the cheese. Not too bad. And then all we gotta do is use the magnet on it. Now I just gotta be patient through here. Let me not rush it. Let me just slowly walk behind the witch. Make sure we get to cover every single time. And I'm not even gonna rush that last step. We'll just wait till she walks past us because I don't want to get caught here at all. We made it around to the other side, no problem. So now we can grab the key and all we gotta do is go to the shed and kill the 4 creatures. 2 of them, or I think 3 of them, are safe spottable, so it shouldn't be a big deal. It should be a breeze. I'm just going to take it nice and easy and make sure I can get there without getting caught. All right, we're at the final stretch, dude. We didn't get caught, which is huge for me. I think this is probably the first time I've ever done this quest without getting caught at least once. This first little guy is cake. I was trying to see if I could find like a safe spot for it, but I don't really think there's any way to safe spot it. So we just kind of sat there and tanked it. But the rest of them I do believe are safe spottable, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I had my camera turned a weird way here too, and I didn't realize that this one was safe spottable, and I'm just now noticing it. I won't lie. I'm just now noticing I could have safe spotted this one. Either way though, we actually got through this one pretty easily. Yeah, we're not making that mistake with the bear, though. That one's actually a bit more deadly. So we're just going to quickly kill the bear, grab the ball, and the most important thing is that we do not get caught with this ball. We're not out of it yet. We just have to make it out of here with the ball safely. Yo, I forgot there was a wolf. I thought I was done after the bear. Good news, though, is that this one's also safe spottable, so no big deal. All right, we got the ball. This is the hardest part of the entire quest. I was just going to start running, but the witch was nowhere to be seen. So I'm actually just waiting here for the witch to get back so I can make sure that I don't get caught. Yo, we made it out. We didn't get caught. This is probably a first for me. So, I mean, we're about to get a good solid. Look at that, 6,000 HP XP. That was 10 hit point levels. I mean, that's pretty big. That's quite a bit more safety. That's an extra hit from a moss giant if we needed to, you know what I mean? So while we're over here, I think we're gonna go do Doric's quest. It's literally right around the corner. All we gotta do is go over to Falador, grab the ores out of the bank. We collected them in the last episode because we knew we were gonna do this quest. This is the perfect time to do it. We just gotta grab the ores out of the bank and then right back over there to Doric's hut to complete that quest. I mean, that's a quick one too. You see what good things happen when you come prepared? Look at this. We're quest started and quest completed. So easy. W mining XP though, not bad at all. You guys know I like to try to string quests along while we're in certain areas. We're in Falador. I've been wanting to do the Night Sword. Why not now? You know what I mean? We're going to get a crazy amount of smithing. This is 1 to 29 smithing. It's super, well, okay, it's a fast quest, but it actually requires me to move back and forth between Port Sarum and Falador, which actually has a little bit of walking to it. And since we can't teleport, it is going to be a little bit slower, but it is super worth it. Okay, so we started the Night Sword, and I almost forgot that I actually have to make the red berry pies still. Good news is I have the cooking level for it, so we're just going to quickly go down to Lumbridge, and I'll go ahead and make those red berry pies. I've got everything that I need in the bank. Thankfully, when we were in Varrock earlier getting the ores for Doric's quest, I also remembered to grab red berries for this. Man, old me is super happy I remembered all this stuff. It is helping out big time right now. Jagex, why is there still a 30-minute cooldown on the home teleport? I get it back then, but now, like, what is the reason in keeping this cooldown on this teleport? Just a smidge of a setback. I was hoping that there was a basic RFD chest down here, but you actually have to do at least one stage of RFD in order for that to be a thing. So now we kind of have to go gather the wheat and actually make the flour for the pie dishes. I was hoping I could just quickly buy it out of the shop, but I kind of forgot you kind of need to do RFD to do that. So grab up all of the wheat. We just need 4. We're gonna make 4 pies since I have 4 red berries. Just in case you don't know, you might burn one, and I would hate to only have enough supplies for one. So we're gonna make 4 pies. The nice thing is I remember a long time ago, I think there was an update that made it to where you could make more than one wheat at a time, so you don't have to like constantly run up and down the stairs to be able to get your flower. I can just put all 4 wheat in the hopper and then go all the way to the bottom and grab all 4 flowers. So that makes this nice and quick. In order to continue the quest, we had to speak to Reldo anyways in Varrock, so I just came here to get my buckets of water to turn these into actual pastry dough. And then I think there's a kitchen inside of the castle that we can cook this on too. I actually forgot about the pie dishes, but I got really lucky because there was a pie dish spawn on the table in the kitchen. So I world hopped, grabbed 4 pie dishes, quickly put together 4 raw red berry pies, and then there's already a furnace right there too, so we could just cook them right there and we were good to go. And it wasn't that bad. Honestly, having such a low cooking level, I actually only burned 1 pie. So 3 pies, that's pretty much what we're going to need for future quests too. Now, I'm not sure if this was the best idea, but for whatever reason, I decided that minigame teleporting to Fishing Trawler would be the quickest way back to Port Sarum. My mindset here was that we would go from Artie, take the boat to Remington, and then walk over to Thurgo, but I'm actually not really too sure if this is quicker or not. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that I would walk past these imps and get sidetracked again, so it's definitely not quicker now, but maybe I'll get lucky and get a yellow bead and we can finally finish Imp Catcher too, so. Damn it, man. Why did I come this way? Look at it. Now I'm slowing down my progress on the Night Sword. I didn't get a yellow bead and I actually hate this game, so I'm just going to continue the quest now. I never really used this boat until I started playing this hardcore, but it's honestly really nice early game to get kind of from one side of the world to the other. So W this boat. Red berry pie for my boy Thurgo. W Thurgo, thank you for making this sword, you beast. I mean, I guess you can't make the sword without the painting, so we should probably get that for him. Not thinking anything of it, realizing I needed iron bars, I went and mined a bunch of iron ore thinking, oh, we'll just smith some iron bars in Falador. No, I only have 1 smithing, and now I got to figure out where the hell I'm going to get 2 iron bars from. So it turns out the same place that you take a boat to get to the other part of Varlamore to sell the Eclipse wines also happens to have iron bars on a table. So I'm just gonna grab 2 of these really quick. Maybe I might even grab a couple more and then we'll be able to use that. While I was in Varlamore, I also stopped at the blacksmiths because I knew that there was some addy weapons that I could get there. We quickly grabbed an addy sim as well, and so now that'll come in handy later on. Yep, 12 hours later, and I've made it back to Thurgo, and now all we have to do is go get the Blurite, and we can actually make the sword, so it shouldn't be too much longer on this quest. This part's actually kind of no joke, because the Ice Warriors are pretty high level, and there's also Ice Giants down here, but we didn't take any damage, we made it past them safely, and we quickly grabbed our Blurite ore. Honestly, this was supposed to be a lot quicker of a quest, but the iron situation kind of slowed things down a little bit. It was a massive detour, but we finally got the Knight's Sword. It's completed. Let's go turn it in, and let's go get 1 to 29 smithing XP. Huge gains, man. Another fun quest to do. And the reason why I say it's fun is because of how much XP it gets you. Just watching your level go from 1 all the way up to 29 and a bunch of skills just through questing is so exciting to me. I decided to hit some fishing trawler, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a mistake. And the reason why it was kind of a mistake is because I don't have any wood cutting levels, and I'm actually failing these games. I'm gonna have to get buckets and bail water in order to actually be able to complete these and get enough contribution to get loot. Bailing water was big because it did allow me to get enough contribution, but I got trash. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long to get the full outfit. Since fishing trawler is predominantly AFK, I mean, you literally get 50 contribution and then you just kind of stand around waiting for the game to end. I decided to pull the GIM back up. We're about to get loot here, and we just got our first piece of the angler's outfit. We got the hat. We have 4 pieces to go, or sorry, 3 pieces to go, and we already, I mean, we're pretty early into this. Not bad at all to already get our first piece. I accidentally hit the deposit all on my GIM, so now I have to grab everything back out of the bank. That's actually kind of frustrating. It happens. I was in autopilot mode. I was trying to go quick. It is what it is. But we're about to get another loot here from fishing trawler, and we just got our second piece. That was only 7 games in. We're actually getting really lucky. 7 games in, and I have 2 out of 4 pieces of the angler's outfit. I've been on this unidentified mineral grind pretty much all day, just trying to get the earliest pair of the gloves, and we still have so many minerals to go, it's insane. Let's go, dude. Another piece of the angler's outfit down. 3 out of 4 pieces. I'm actually flying through this. Like, it is no joke. I am flying through this. I've only done 10 games. That was my 3rd piece. I'm pretty sure these are like 1 in 8 to begin with. No way, dude. We just got the last piece on game 13. I don't even have a rusty sword yet. I actually have to go into another round just to try to get rusty sword for the diary, dude. What the hell? Yo, what actually is my luck? I just got the rusty sword 1 game after finishing the outfit. It took 14 games of fishing trawler to completely get everything I need here. Bro, my RNG was so good that I just pulled the rare 1 in 100 chance that the rusty sword doesn't get identified into anything. I didn't even know that was possible until chat just let me know just now. I'm kind of pissed. What the hell? So we actually kind of finished fishing trawler too fast because I didn't get the level that I needed in order to be able to go to Tempoross. We need 35 fishing and I am not close to that. So I decided to stop at Lumbridge and just kind of do some fly fishing really fast, crack out 35 fishing so I could go do a solo Tempoross kill. I made it to Tempoross, and I'm hoping this goes pretty smooth. I don't have a lot of experience doing solo, but I've done it enough times that it shouldn't really be a problem. I'm just hoping my fishing level doing this solo right off the rip isn't too big of a problem. The main reason I wanted to do this solo was just so I could stack up on the permits, to be honest. I mean, it's probably better XP wise to go and do this in a mass because you get a big chunk of XP when you complete each round. But if you do it in a solo, you get a lot more permits and the XP is still pretty good. And I'm looking to get really lucky here. Hopefully we get a tackle box or a fish barrel, more importantly. If you've never done a Tempoross solo before, the method that I'm using is called 17-19-19, where the goal is there's 3 phases of tempo. In the first phase, you want to put 17 fish in the bucket. That gets it all the way down to 4% energy, and because it's under 10% energy, the boss will no longer spawn specials, but also it doesn't spawn the core or Tempoross himself, which you attack to deal damage. So when it's stuck at 4%, you can then use the extra time that you have left on the storm intensity to get more fish to be able to put more in the bucket. Once you get your initial 17 fish, the goal is to try to put another 19 in the bucket for the next round. So if you have 19 in the bucket, it'll go all the way down to 4% energy, and then you can spend the entire round getting a whole nother inventory so that you can stack your points accordingly. I'm not really sure if that made any sense, but so far it's been going really, really good for me. I've been able to handle the 17-19-19 no problem. There's a little bit of a tweak here and there, but you can make up most of what you miss in the earlier phases in that 3rd phase because of how much time you have to do it. Now all we got to do is finish out the kill and then we get our loot. We're probably looking at about, I think this many points. We're looking at 9 permits. Unfortunately, we're not going to get enough points to have the chance at 10 permits for the diary, or for the CA, sorry. Easy, look at that, 9 permits. I'm only doing 1 kill today, so let's go see what we get from our 9 permits. I was really spoon here on my GIM. I'm hoping I have similar luck on the hardcore. We only have 9 permits, so I'm not really sure if we're expecting anything. I'd like to get a tackle box, a fishing barrel, or even a tome of water would be really sick. Unfortunately, we didn't really get anything from those 9 permits, but we are going to be doing a lot of Tempoross in the future. It's just a really good boss for early game fishing, early game cooking. You get early game food, and you have potential for such good items, so it's one that you can't really ignore. That's just about gonna wrap it up for this episode. I still can't believe we got our full angler's outfit and only 13 trawlers, and we only had to do 14 to get out of there completely. That's really lucky. We saved a lot of time not having to spend too much time there. Again, like I said, we are live streaming these episodes. I do live stream every single day except for Wednesdays. So if you guys want to come and catch the stream live and check out the Hardcore Ironman progress that way, you absolutely can join us on Twitch and Kick. Other than that, though, every new episode will be out every single Monday, as we said in the beginning of the video. So you guys can expect these Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. CST. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next Monday.